Hello everyone. So the today topic is how to create custom SLAs in for any of the subledger accounting models. So here, as per requirement, I am saying we will create custom rules for accounts payable application. So ideally, this is the process to create a custom SLAs. First of all, what is necessary to create a custom rules? Whereas the customer requirement is not able to fulfill by Oracle seeded rules or account any of the rules, then we would go for custom SLS. So the main purpose to have custom SLS in the place to override any of the chart of account segments based on your customer requirement. So either it would be one segment or all the segments or entire code combinations or any specific chart of account segment can be overridden by retaining the certain SLR rules. So that is the whole objective of the custom SLS to return. So here, so what are the ways we can see and create a custom SLS? So there are multiple ways. I mean to say, create a multiple areas we can create a SLR rules. But now I'm going to demonstrate about accounts payable application. So general lines and mapping sets, accounting rules, subledger, general line rule set, the accounting method. So these are the sequence where you can see. So the use case here, when you create an AP invoice, so accounting entry will be item expenses debit and liability is the credit. So that is the common entry will get generated when you run the create accounting program for transaction and invoices. So we will see the code combination. What is the code combination generally will get generated. So here let's say example 10. So this is the chart of account structure, whereas 5 segments. So this is the code combination for item expenses. But as part of the client requirement, they wants to override third segment, which is nothing but as a natural account, by replacing with in this fashion. It says that. So this is how they wants to derive. So here we can derive only one specific segment. Or if you want to override any other segments also, that is also can be possible. Okay, this is the so major agenda today will be discuss. So now mapping cells. So before get into application, just I would like to call out those specific or very significant information about accounting engine for SLS or subledger accounting models. So generally, when you run the create accounting program, we have two ways. Obviously, two methods are there. One is accountant drop, and second is final mode. So what is the difference between these two types? So when you run the create accounting, there are two ways again we can run the create accounting program. One is from the model itself only we can create and just run the program. And second thing, we can go ahead, tools, schedule program, ESL jobs. From there you can run the jobs. So here when you go and run the under tools area, we can select subledger application. Subledger application. So here we can choose which one, either payables or receivables or any other subledger models. We can choose from list of values and then you can populate the required parameters based on the need. So that is how we can run. So second way, which I already mentioned that from the model itself only we can run. From model itself only we can run. So the meaning is here, when you run create accounting in accounting draft method or mode, the system will able to generate accounting entries for the transaction within the subledger model and it will ask you for review that. So that is one of the advantages before we send the data or send accounting entries to GL application. Okay, and final mode. When you run the final mode, the accounting entries will get generated for the transaction or invoice in the subledger model, and then it will transfer automatically to the GL application. So that is the difference between these two types. So why I'm saying these things here, this is the seeded programs or seeded like as per Oracle given as a solution point of view for subledgers. This is a common thing. As a common practice, we have to run it. Okay. So the accounting entries will get generated when you run this create accounting program only in the Oracle application for all the subledger models. Okay. So the main aim is here to run create accounting is the version says that AP, AR, FA, CM, FH subledger models, any of the subledger models. So these all things, all the transactions will be transferred to GL application at end of the day. GL application, GL application at the end of the day or every month before we close the period. So that is the main. Okay. So here the SLA engine will be there. When you trigger this program, create accounting program, the system will go and validate all the your seeded accounting rules or what are the things we have already defaulted information at the each level of the information. Okay, so by looking at this all the SLA engine, the system will understand if there is no any custom SLAs are there, then automatically it will populate the accounting entries based on the seeded rules. So now we are going to override that accounting entries. That's where we are saying as a custom SLS. That is the point of view. We should create a custom SLS. So now let's get into application. This already I created some of the custom rules for AP application. Let's get into setup and maintenance. And also I will show you one use case before we go into that kind of discussion. I'll show you one use case in terms of creating AP invoice, and I'll show you in the real time how it looks like that. Create invoice. Select business unit. Use one business unit. ABC Consulting. Invoice number 9696. $4,000. This particular supplier has the distribution set at the site level. So I don't want to use that. I'll use my own code combination at the distribution level. Over here, choose all the segments based on the chart of account structure. So they are using at present company, line of business, account, cost center, product, and intercompany. Click on search, you get the all the code combinations which is available. Take this code combination. Just notice here, line of business is N. Say OK. And save the record. And do the validation. Since this is a vision instance where the tax is also applicable, so we'll see that tax is how much percent is applicable on this invoice as part of the configuration. Just notice here, not validated. It automatically went to needs revalidation because of the tax value is not included over here. Take that value, $4,360, and again save the best practices, save the record firstly, and then again click on validation. So now the invoice will get validated automatically. Yes, it got validated. So right. So notice this is the code combination for the item expenses. Take this code combination away. You can see from here. And validate it properly is required. Okay, that is fine. And accounted. So let me account here. Account in draft. See here, the error message saying the accounting could not be completed. Detail. View error table. Sorry, error details from the view accounting window. Click on view accounting. Yeah. See here, this particular AP invoice is not unable to generating code combination for entry for item expenses. Accounting classes, item expenses. The reason being what? So how to troubleshoot this kind of situation in the real time also when you work with the clients, right? So now you don't click on here, expanded, you will see error message saying that the account 102 30 5500, this is the combination. Issue is here company 101 102 can match to only 10 and 20 legal entity. Here we given as a 30. So that is what it is violating the your crash evaluation rules. So in that case, how I should override or correct my accounting rules for this issue? Going back to here, I'll show that like where exactly the error message is coming up. All task, crash valuation rules. Click on that. Choose chart of account which you're using. Yes, chart of account, and click on search. See here. So this is the exactly we're getting the error message. So if we go to cut in the down also under the filter conditions, we will see that company 101, 102 can match with only these things. That is what it is displaying the error message over here. Here, same message, right? So now, how we would able to overcome this kind of issues? Either we can go and insert one more legal entity, or I would say line of business into this similar rules to like allow us to create it, or we can modify the custom SLA rules what we define. So let's see. Let me go back. Let me take into look at which rule I have written over here. Hold on. Accounting rules. Yeah. So here notice that here I created there are three accounting rules. One is natural account, second is company, and a legal entity. So if you go and click on legal entity account rule, see here I given as a constant value 30. So that is the reason it is not picking the account code combination for that. Right. So now what can be done? Let me keep it as a 10 as constant value. Irrespective of that, I'll keep it as a 10 and save and close. So close again here. So where I have given that rules here, manage subledger entry rule set is the one. You go and click on it here. Select our account rule. This is the one. That is incomplete now. We need to make it as a active. See here, incomplete. So now that we need to make it as an active state. So where I have given that rule. So here you need to keep in mind very important thing is here line type and a general line rule and then accounting class. Accounting class is nothing but as a when we're going to run the create accounting for any transactions for the any of the subledger model, it will display at the account level. I mean, entry level, we can notice that which class it is belongs to. So based on this engine only, the accounting entries will get created automatically when you run the create accounting program. So now for invoice, we are using debit side, line type is debit, and a general line rule is item expenses. And accounting class for this invoice is item expense only. Okay, here notice here company, line of business, account, cost center, product, and intercompany. So here I override these three. It means that previously what is been there, those things will be automatically override by my custom SLA rules here. Segment rules and account rules both are same. While we defining account rules, we will see the name convention as an account rule. When you are updating it in the general line rules set area, it will show as segment rules. Okay, that is very important to understand. Okay, so since we are good now, since already I made a change at the account level for the LOB, line of business. So how should I make it as a complete here? Go to action, change, activate. Say yes. So now you will see status is active mode. It means that this rule will be able to get the data for you when you're on the create accounting. Save and close. But always the best practice is here. When you go here, look at here, check the status. It has to be always active mode only. Click on done. And another best practice is always when you make any of the changes at the subledger account level or any other entries, I mean to say rules, don't run this job. Activate subledger journal entry rule set assignment. Run that. Here, take that which exactly the accounting method. So here I given as a custom method is PPR and subledger is payable. And incomplete status only no. I will be running for all. Submit the program. Say OK. So let it complete that. In the meanwhile, I will show you that how to write mapping sets. Manage mapping sets here. So here I already written my one of the mapping set. Click on that. See here. So this is already existed one which which already I created here. Input source. Input source is nothing but as an invoice type and chart of account, which segment has to be override. Company segment has to be override. So I given as here invoice type equal to always standard invoice. If it is a standard invoice, then my company code should be 102 only, irrespective of the anything. Irrespective of the anything. Okay, so that is I given the mapping set here. Mapping sets can be used when there is involving input source. It is not mandated to be defined at any point of time. It is only when the client is asking you says that my input source equal to this is the value, then my output has to come this way. Then only we can create a mapping sets. Otherwise, it is not required to configure in the application. So very clear on that. Okay. So now, if you go and look at invoice types, how many types we have here? There are multiple types. If you want to create multiple things here, by clicking plus symbol, we can add other things also. If we are going to creating a prepayment, assume that I'll be creating invoice type is equal to prepayment. If it is prepayment or debit memo or credit memo, whatever it is. So here prepayment. When I go and create a prepayment, my company code has to be 131. It has to be 131 like that or 101. Okay, so I'm provide the when it will be effective date. Says that January 1st. So likewise, you can create your mapping sets. So I will show you once again here. Yeah. So this is the looks like as a page. Saying that here, just giving some example here. And output type. Either you want to output is entire account code combination or only any specific segments or any of the specific values that you want to modify. Generally, we can take as a segments or account code combination. Okay, let me say as the segment. So now, what is the input source for the segment? Look at that. Take invoice event classes invoice and click on search. So here there are plenty of the sources are there. So which one you want to take, that you can take. Says that. So these all things are coming on the your invoice page generally. So there are many multiple things will be there. Based on your need, you can take it out. This example here, distribution, right? So global flexible segments. It's a DFM values. Yeah, invoice lines. Says that here, invoice flexible segment 14. When you importing transaction invoices, from there also you can control these things. See here, source reference key or payment here, method code. Like there are multiple things here. You can see invoice type. So that is what I already written over here. And then invoice voucher, legal currency. Let's example, take this one, apply, say OK. So here I given as a ledger currency, right? So then lookup codes is not required to populate here. Click on chart of accounts. Under which chart of account structure we are going to use this rule, saying that use chart of account. And which segment you want to use it. Let's example product. So then click on plus symbol. Here you can see now we are going to mapping it. Click on plus symbol. Ledger currency. So let's example USD currency. Then what is my product code? So it has to be always 130. Right? So this is how we can create. Save OK. So now when I go and map this particular mapping cells to my account rule, the system automatically take a place. And let's see here, we'll do one use case also. Save and close. Done. Go to account source. Search with the existing account rules. So here, network. So I will use other mapping set here. Set. What is the code name? W. So now system automatically go look at the first thing is this one, And second thing is this one, right? And save and close. So going back to now, you will see that you will create a one use case. Cancel. We'll create a one use case, and let's see this one business unit. ABC spelling. Person. Search with that. Take the first one. Save. Okay. You can't save. Validate. So 5,450. You can validate. So now run account in draft mode. See, now it is successfully completed. Why? Because we made a changes at the account rule level for the transactions. You can view accounting. See the item expenses. So item expense code is here. Take this code out. Here. See what they given at the distribution level for item expenses 101, but it is coming as a 102, and here coming as a 10 as a legal entity from the account rule, and here it is coming as 5,500 instead of 11101. It is coming as a 500 for 5,500, right? So this is how the accounting entries get updated based on the your rules. Okay. So status you can notice here, drop. So now if you want to make any changes, you can do that. If you go and expand here, there is no any information available here, right? So just notice that we can done, run again, data accounting, post to ledger. When you go and click on post to ledger, the system will accounting entries will get generated and also transferred to GL. How do you come to know that either these entries has been transferred to GL or not? By looking at here, expand it. Just take the wait for some a couple of seconds. It will take some time to update the data. Save and close. Go to invoice. Go to manage invoices. Rules are required. That's okay, fine. No worries. You'll see the accounting entry. Close to ledger. Okay, I think this is something. First we have to approve it, and then you can see no problem. Let's see here it is already now. Okay. You see that. Yeah, it's done. Status notice here. Status is final. See, when you see this kind of information is available at the subledger transaction level, it means this entries has been transferred to GL. When it has transferred, GL transfer date is 2/23/25. Entry is the purchase. How it is coming purchase invoice? the journal entry because it is coming from the payable application. Payable is nothing but as a purchases, where you can see the interlink with the procurement. So purchase orders, right? From there it is coming out. And general batch. So prefix with the your batch name, payables, and so unique name here. Accounting period. Which accounting period the accounting entry has to transfer? It will transfer 325. So this is how we will able to understand accounting entries as transferred to GL or not. And also we have seen that how we can write a accounting rules and mapping sets as well as to override the accounting entries. Now go back here and see what is the exactly the original entry of this one. When you go and look at the invoice level, we will be able to see only this code combination for transaction. You go and click on distributions also. See here, item expenses, it is coming as 101, 10, 1101, applicable 101, and so on, so on, right? But the same transaction, we will see the accounting entry in the GL application level. This is the what it is. Why it is needed? To tracking purpose or like to manage the business point of the all the reports and for the financial reports. Yeah. So this is how we can achieve the custom SLAs for the any of the subledger models. Yeah. So that is all about this discussion. Thanks for watching my video. Please do subscribe, share, and like. And also you can, if you want any specific topic, let us know so that we will try to post and post videos for that accordingly. Thank you.